I just wanted to warn you guys before we do this that this is kind of a behind the scenes, because where I'm about to take you is where I actually do all my editing, because the only way I can do this video is to actually set up my camera and everything at my computer. So there's not going to be any green screen or anything like that. There's not going to be anything behind me. So what you're about to see is kind of raw footage. Here's what I was talking about, and you're going to see kind of the raw footage here of where I actually do my editing. Or at least a portion of it anyway. So there we go.
Well, Vince, I can tell you this. This is probably my second most anticipated film of this year, Infinity War being the first. And this, I mean, I don't want to sit here and say we are experts in Halloween, but you know what? We're kind of experts in Halloween.
I feel like I'm an expert in Halloween.
We actually went through all the Halloween films, and it took us, what, 2 years to get through every film. We reviewed every film for you, every extra we sat through. We reviewed all of it. So I think we are pretty well established as Halloween experts.
Not only did we go through that whole box set, but of the Scream Factory Anchor Bay box set of Halloween, we did it the first year when it first came out, and we didn't get finished with it. And it was because of you guys writing to us and saying, hey, we want to see the rest of it, that we went back, the following year and finished it. So thanks to all of you out there, that's why it got finished, and that's why we're now experts in Michael Myers.
Yeah, and I think it was probably the biggest thing we've ever done on this channel. I would have to say, how many was there? Like 12, 13 of them, something like that?
10, I believe.
And we went through the good, we went through the bad, we went through the ugly, and now hopefully we've gotten back to the original classic. And that's what I'm hoping, because of all the stuff I've been hearing about this movie. John Carpenter's involved with it. Of course, Jamie Lee Curtis is back in it, and John Carpenter's doing the soundtrack, and I think they got the original guy to play Michael again. Did they not?
Yes, they brought back Nick Castle, who played Michael Myers in the original film. And when he played him in the original film, the whole thing of him doing the shape, as he was referred to, the whole thing of him doing that, the whole reason that he was even in the film was because John Carpenter liked the way he walked. That was the thing. He liked the way he walked, like, and it actually that is a great walk, because you see it in the first Halloween film when he goes from like the Doyle house to the from the what's the one across the street. He goes from the house...
We're experts, Vince. Come on now.
From where Lindsay and all of them were to the Doyle house across the street. And you see him chasing Jamie Lee Curtis down, across the street toward the Doyle house where she was babysitting Tommy Doyle.
Was it the McKenzie house?
Yeah, that's it, I think.
We're still experts. Don't doubt us. We're experts on this, though.
Nick Castle as Michael Myers walking down the street like that, or even just, at the school when he runs into Tommy Doyle and stalks him, as he's leaving the school with his smashed pumpkin and everything. So, I mean, he was perfect for the role. But when they actually showed Michael Myers in the film, it was a different actor then, too. They got Tony Moran to play some of those where they actually showed his face.
All right, Vince, so here we go. I am actually pretty nervous. I tell you the truth, I'm nervous to watch this because my anticipation level is like 300 right now. And I have no clue as to what they're going to do with this. And from what I've heard, though, they're going to wipe out all the other Halloweens like they never existed, which is kind of annoying to me. But we'll see. All right, so let's watch the trailer here. We're going to watch it together.
I was going to say that's something that I've not really heard. I heard that's not exactly what's happening. They're not. I think they're disregarding some of it. I think it's mostly like maybe part 5 through 9 or 10. I think that's kind of it, like half the saga, but not all of it is what I'm saying.
Here we go. Official trailer.
Testing 1, 2, 3. We're on.
We're here to investigate a patient that killed 3 innocent teenagers on Halloween in 1978.
Really? He's in jail?
He was shot by his own psychiatrist.
Sweet. Oh, man. And they
And spent the last 40 years
Nice floor.
in captivity.
oh my god.
Hello, Michael. I have something you might like to
Oh.
see.
Oh, good lord. That's freaking awesome. Oh my god.
Everyone in the family like turns into a nutcase this time of year. I mean, your grandmother is Laurie Strode.
I got goosebumps,
She
Vince.
was almost murdered.
Wasn't it her brother who murdered all those babysitters?
No, it was not her brother. That's something that people made up.
Do you know that I pray every night that he would escape?
What the hell did you do that for?
Huh.
So I can kill him.
Was that the original cop, too? Oh my god.
The bus crashed.
What bus crash?
Michael escaped.
Excuse me, somebody's in here.
Hello?
No. Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He's waited for this night.
so am I.
He's waited for me. I waited for him. You don't believe in a boogeyman? He's here! Michael! You should.
Can you close the closet door?
Oh my god.
I mean, it literally just left me speechless. It was one of those trailers that it showed everything that I wanted to see, but it didn't really give a lot of stuff away. You know, and again, that's the Michael that started my love for Halloween. I mean, he's back, and everything that they showed in that trailer is what I wanted, and I was getting emotional watching the thing.
I was in shock, actually, I think, through most of it. Because you were talking about your anticipation for these movies this year, and this is one I've been waiting for. This is my anticipation level for this movie is extreme. I can't wait to see Michael Myers come back like he's supposed to be back, and this definitely looks like that's going to happen. And it does kind of look like it didn't disregard necessarily all the saga of Halloween, but I think it did disregard the whole Thorn thing. I don't think that's in it. You know, I think that they definitely are trying to take it in the direction that probably John Carpenter originally had for it, and that's what it looks like. But I did notice one thing was there's a similarity kind of to Halloween H2O in the fact that Jamie Lee there, Laurie Strode, is once again, it looks like it's kind of like she's out to get Michael this time, and that's kind of what happened at the end of H2O, and what also happened into the following sequel as well, the what was it, Resurrection.
I literally was getting goosebumps when they showed him in the prison, and if you watched it, because I actually watched it twice, they have a yellow tape around him, so nobody, I guess, is supposed to get past that yellow tape. And once they pull that mask out, all those dogs and everything are starting to bark because they know it's evil, and it's like they can sense the evilness there. and once you put the mask back on Michael, he becomes pure evil. And literally, I mean, that was, for me, that was like, oh my God, that's one of the best scenes I've seen in Halloween. That's pure Halloween right there.
I love that they're referencing Dr. Loomis, or Donald Pleasant's character of Dr. Loomis in this. And I'm sure they're going to reference him, in the movie, that it's going to come up at some point in the movie. And I'm kind of looking forward to that because, as I've said during our review of all the Halloween films, that was one of my favorite characters in Halloween, was Donald Pleasant's character of Dr. Loomis. And through even the bad sequels, like Halloween 5, I mean, he was the one character that I wasn't crazy about Halloween 5, but I enjoyed Dr. Loomis, even though I didn't like what they did with him in it. But I mean, Donald Pleasance was just phenomenal, and every time he played that character, and even if it was like I said, even if it was a bad sequel, I enjoyed him in it.
And they mentioned obviously that he was shot, so that's what makes me wonder to think that are they talking about the first film or the second film, because he was shot in the second film as well. And the only thing in the second movie that always bothered me is when they shoot him at the end. Spoiler alert if you've never seen Halloween 2. And they shoot him right in the eyeballs. So, and you see his eyes are bleeding at the end of the movie. So that's like, okay, if he shoots it out his eyes, how is he going to see? But that's... So, I mean, they can't, unless he misses his eyeballs and shoots him in the head, but then he would be dead. But anyway, that was one of the sequences that I've always kind of thought was, they should not have put in there maybe. And then when he falls down, he burns, and it shows him getting burned up, and the mask is burning and everything. So that really can't exist in this universe, because how would that happen?
Well, okay, if you want to get really, really technical about it, if you think about it, in Halloween 2, Donald Pleasance hands her Sam Loomis hands her the gun in the hospital, in the ER or whatever that they're in, and she shoots him. Yeah, it could have hit his eyes, but then again, maybe it just hit somewhere on his forehead or something, and he was bleeding from that. They could kind of write it out like that, to make it possible that he hasn't lost his eyesight.
She's talking about the boogeyman again. He's the boogeyman again, Vince. They kind of forgot about that throughout all the series. He's supposed to be the boogeyman.
They kind of had it in the producer's cut of Halloween 6, but when Mrs. Blankenship is talking about it, she kind of refers to him as the boogeyman. I think it was in the theatrical version too, but I don't remember. Being an expert and all.
I was kind of thinking, okay, what are they going to do with this? Now that I see it, I just can't. I mean, October needs to be here. Horror month needs to be here. It needs to be here tomorrow. And the bad thing is, once it hits October, and don't get me wrong, this spectacular. They're releasing this in October, thank God, and not September or January. They're actually releasing this movie in October. So nice. I'm
hoping that it will finally sort of revive the other horror franchises like Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street and all that. Kind of bring them back, and bring back the original actors and stuff for it, instead of, going with completely different people. And I mean, because some of those remakes that they did, some of them are all right, and then others are just terrible. So
do I. I think once they see how much money this thing's going to make, there's going to be another Friday 13th. There's going to be another everything. They're all going to come out. But my battery's about to die on my camera, so we got to wrap this up like right now. I can't be more excited about this movie now that I've seen the trailer. My anticipation level is even higher than it was before I watched the trailer, and I just cannot wait.
Join us for Halloween for Horror Month this year, 2018. Horror Month 2018 is coming. This is just like a little preview of that. Look at it that way. Here's what's coming in October. So, to see all of that in October, of course, we need you guys to subscribe. and subscribe and tell all your friends about us. Get us all out there. And to all you loyal followers, all you loyal maniacs, we'll be back for Horror Month, obviously. So get ready, get prepared, because it's coming in October. Oh my God.